Hey, what's up, guys? A little bit ago, I made a video about uh, my top 5 mixing tips, and I've decided to turn this into a little series. It's going to be quite a bit of my top 5 things. So anything else you want me to include into a list, psychologically satisfying list, let me know. But this one is my top 5 production tips. This is more geared towards beginners and alike. And the first, like the number one tip that you should follow, you should always follow your own advice, not anyone else's, but the number one is finish every track you start. And I create an analogy to painters. Like a painter won't like make a brush stroke and then not be happy with the color and then keep on going over it and over it and over it and then get frustrated and throw the painting out. What I admire about artists is that they're so free to do whatever, and even if the colors are like not perfect, they still finish a painting. And because the colors and whatever are off, a little bit of them is put into the painting. And I'm not comparing myself to like other artists and stuff like that, but it's something that you should follow, and it's good practice, because for every track you finish, the next one you're a little bit better and smarter, and you work faster, and you understand a bit more, and which brings us kind of to our next thing. Kitty, hey. Our next tip, number 2, if the sound isn't working, replace it. And that's more for beginners, because it can be a little frustrating trying to make a kick sound the way you want it. Just pick a different one, or pick a different sound, drop another loop in there, and just try to get music done any way you can, and just keep on going through it. And you replace a kick and you pitch it down, it'll fit sometimes, and that's always positive. And I see people in myself, when I first started out, playing around with the sound for hours and not getting anywhere. I hear people say, "Oh, I worked on this clap for 3 hours and I couldn't get it to sound right." Just change the clap. What are you doing? Quit messing around. But that's for beginners. Like, some people spend like 2 days on a kick, Showtek said. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but their kicks sound good, so I guess that's what you gotta do. But when you're beginning, don't do that. Here's one that's fun and important and fun. Start a track with an experimental technique, something you've never done before. Maybe an ARP with like a percussion-y hit, delayed, and just work on something that's kind of new and refreshing, and then build the track out from that. Or just start off. Don't always start with drums. Don't always start off with bass line. Start off with something interesting. Could be a sample. Could be like a movie quote. Could be something weird. Could be some sort of effect. Start off with something experimental that you've never done before. Play around and build the track out from that. You'll be surprised what you can come up with. Oh, here's one. Make like the most pronounced part of the track first, like the main loop, the main body in trance. That would be like the build, or not the build, the part with everything in it. If you do that and you mix that, you build your track outwards, you arrange it outwards from that. Paul Van Dyk said that somewhere at one time, and you should listen to that guy. He knows what he's talking about. But yeah, it's the main thing too for mixing, because say if the first drop, or whatever, say in trance, as an example for trance, after the first 30 bars or whatever, or like the second phrase or whatever, the kick comes in and the bass, and it's pronounced, and you make that loud, and then you try to add things over top of that, it's not going to work too well. You want everything in the track. That's basically when everything's playing at once, you want that to sound good, and then you build out, and that's a lot easier. Here's one: emulate, then improvise, and that's kind of important. You can try to copy whoever, producer or DJ X, but what you really should be doing, if you can't get your bass like Skrillex, people, not slamming him, but like, people want, how do you get Skrillex bass? How do you get Skrillex bass? The trick is to try to do the Skrillex bass as an example, and then add something to it, or try to do it and then change your mind and make something different and weird, and that's kind of important, and it's a good way to make your sound unique, and that's emulate and then improvise. So it's kind of copy and then make it your own. It could be anything, and that's what we need more of, and that's how you learn. You really shouldn't be trying to sound exactly like your favorite X producer, X DJ X. You should be trying to make your own sound, and that's how you do it. You just kind of follow your own path, and make your music your own, and that's how you're authentic to yourself and to others, but more importantly yourself. And that wraps up this video, so take care.